gentlemen, welcome to the Cast Off. It is Puckett alongside Benson and Mr. X, and this is a show we have wanted to do for years. We had a ton of fantastic submissions.
Why I should be in the Cast Off.
I'm a 19-year-old undergrad student.
I am really good at playing video games.
I love Call of Duty. I love being weird.
I did compete from COD 1 all the way through Modern Warfare 2.
We are back with the MLG X Games Invitational. A lot on the line for our 8 teams. All right, guys, welcome back to the Cast Off. Puckett, Benson, Mr. X coming at you once again. And, of course, this is the search for the next great caster. One of them will join us at the X Games down in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, I'm so excited. We did it for Season 1. It was called Champs, and that was pretty cool. You know, prestigious Call of Duty event.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. You know, picking someone out, come called Champs. But X Games has such a different vibe, man. Like, you haven't casted that. I'm so excited for you to cast that, first of all, because I know you were chilling there last time. But to actually cast the X Games is just, it's so cool. Because, like, you'll walk around all of X Games, all of a sudden, like, I remember I was running to the bathroom, I heard Puckett's voice, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What? Like, what's going on? And then on the big screen, though,
I'm all over the bathroom.
Yeah, that's true. With
kidding.
Pictures.
Yeah, big screens.
Puckett likes bathrooms.
Especially clean ones. Guys, let's start off today with explaining where we're at. Yeah, it's real strange. Today is the first live casting that our contestants will do. Of course, they all submitted an intro video. They submitted their intro casting video, which was done over a YouTube file. Now they have to perform, and we're going to be bringing in some live players. We should give a big shout out. Tonight, we're going to have Enigma 6 and TCG playing for us. And Ben, I know this Enigma 6 team is a squad we've seen multiple times in the 2Ks and 5Ks.
This squad isn't one to take lightly. You know, they're very, very talented. I'm actually excited to be able to bring them onto the cast up and kind of highlight them, give them a little bit of love, too, because I feel like it's a team a lot of people should know, but maybe necessarily don't know. Matt, me and you have casted them several times, and I really think they're a team more than capable of causing upsets.
No, every weekend they usually beat Denial. So
and
there is that, yes.
Enigma 6, of course, that is going to be General. He is their main slayer. You got Exib, that's their objective player, Cade, and M. Ruiz will be the fourth there. On the other side, TCG is made up of Silpy. He's their Slayer objective. You got Pemby, the main Slayer. Profizi, an objective player, and Happy also listing himself as a Slayer. So, going to be some good matches, but we're not really going to be watching the gameplay too closely. We're going to be listening to our contestants, and we're going to start off the show with an introduction of a returning member from Season 1. We had an odd number of contestants, so we brought in some friends. Welcome back to the show. We got Dirk on the line. Dirk, how you feeling today, my friend?
Mighty fine. I'm ready. I've been waiting for this. It's been anxious, but I'm so ready to go.
I'm excited to have you back, man. You were down into our final four. You came with us to the North American Regionals. Fell just short of that trip to COD Champs. But what have you been working on since Cast Off Season 1?
Well, I mean, I've been coming on to like the Pro League and everything, just kind of using that as the practice. I think mostly what I've been working on, what we're kind of focusing on more, is a lot more of the hard point. I feel like that's where, I mean, especially on the main stage, at regionals, I feel like that's where I lacked. I feel like the nerves got to me a little bit, and I was talking very, very fast. But something I realized that my search and destroy, I would kind of think is like my strong point. So I wasn't focusing too much on search, but more like on hard point and everything like that, trying to get that down. I feel like I've improved a little bit, but I think I'm ready to come and take it this season.
Now, I think you shocked us all with your Season 1 cast. The first time we heard you guys live, I believe it was you and Gizmo, and you guys just had that natural chemistry. Today, we're pairing you up with Schweffy. Let's bring him on the show. Schweffy, welcome back to the Cast Off. This is your first time casting live. First of all, props on your intro video. How many takes did it take to get a perfect 90 seconds to get ready and say everything you wanted?
It's actually really funny you say that because I had zero intention of getting a perfect 90 seconds. It honestly just happened. I was more worried about making sure I got my tie perfectly tied up. So.
Yes, I already like him. I have like an OCD
so
with ties.
when it comes to that. It has to be tied a certain way.
If you're not doing a double Windsor, you're not a grown-up.
Matt and I are lazy. Ben, by the way, used to wear his grown-up tie to his belly button.
No one needs to know. No one needs to know that. That was pre-grown-up.
Schweffy, let's talk a little bit about your experience. How did you get to this position? How long have you wanted to cast, and when did you start practicing?
Well, I first started getting into casting, honestly, just when Season 1 of the Cast Off came out. I thought it was an awesome opportunity. I've been playing Call of Duty forever, so I've always had an interest in the game as a whole, including casting and everything like that. So I just kind of got into it once I saw the opportunity, and I've been practicing a little bit, watching some streams. As I said in my intro video, I'm a college student, and I'll actually be graduating in just under 2 weeks now. So things are moving quickly, but I'm here ready to cast with Dirk here. We're going to kill it.
Congratulations, my friend. 2 weeks away from graduating.
Pretty sweet.
Very exciting.
It went really fast, man, but it's exciting.
Do you have a job lined up after college?
Not yet. Still in the interview process, but we're working on it.
Might become a caster. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Well, we are getting the players in the lobby for the moment. But, Ben, before we get into this first match cast of the day, what are you looking for from Schweffy and Dirk?
I think when we did this in Season 1, one of the biggest things which kind of annoyed all of us a little bit, as well as some of the contestants, was talking over each other.
Yes.
It was kind of like you're trying to listen to it, and everyone has that mentality of, like, if I'm casting with you, Chris, it's like, all right, I need to shine. I need to impress. So at every point I possibly can, I'm going to talk. And it's like, well, that isn't really what impresses us. What impresses us is, like, being able to throw the conversation, being able to lead the conversation as well. Talking over each other is just... it's just not good. It's really bad.
So talking over each other, something to avoid.
Yep. Energy levels too. I think that's something important we all talked about when it comes to X Games. You want to have people who are excited, right? You're at X Games, like, this is pretty awesome. Game knowledge is something I'm willing to kind of
You can pick
get
that
a little
up.
bit of
You can
leeway,
pick that
right?
up.
For this show.
Yeah, you can pick that up.
You can
it's
learn
not
fast.
nothing too ridiculous, but really it's just how quickly can you work with someone, because you're gonna be working with new people at X Games, people that you may never have worked with ever. Probably, in fact, almost 100% never worked with before.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, good luck. Make sure you're on point.
Yeah, to speak on how to work with new people, regionals, I sat
Right, there
down,
you go,
I
perfect
got
example.
right off of a plane. They're like, you're casting your first match with Momo. I'd never seen Momo. I'd never spoken to Momo.
And you and Momo
Killed it.
crushed.
And it was fun. You just got to be able to have a good conversation with the other person.
Right.
Nobody's trying to, steal anybody's spotlight. I think we had a big problem with that Season 1. A lot of people trying to talk over each other. Just have fun. Just have fun.
All right.
Chill with it.
It's all about fun, Ben.
I'm looking for the total package today. Energy as
whole
well
thing?
as knowledge. I felt like we had a very strong group of casters coming out of the contestant selection period. And, I think we got a lot of talent. Dirk has proven his stuff. He fell just short. So my eyes today are on Dirk. How much has he improved since Season 1? As well as Schweffy, starting things off very strong, I think, here in our first casting. As he killed it in his first intro video. So, guys, it looks like we have our players all in the lobby. We got Nowitzki, we got Schweffy. Ben, and when you're ready, let's get it started. We're going to Hardpoint on retreat. It's game number 1. Dirk, Schweffy, take it away.
All right, like you said, retreat, hardpoint, gonna be map number 1 between these two teams. Now we brought up Enigma 6. It's always a team that kind of shows up out of the blue in these 2K and 5K tournaments. Always find a way to get their name in this. And retreat, hardpoint, one of my favorite maps to watch hardpoint on. So it's gonna be a great one. Obviously, the first hill, gonna see a lot of toss-ups in this one. Schweffy, gonna be a 50-50 hill.
Absolutely. First hill, all the time on most of the maps, is one of those hills that you just got to get in and contest as much as you can. It's going to be chaos left and right here, so we'll see who can get control early of this hill and get off to a fast start.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the big thing is going to be that tower control. You're really going to want to send your SMG player into that and really hold that down. Then get your AR players kind of set up in that ring area if you're on this TCG squad. But anyway, we're going to start off this game with Silpy. Going to be the Battle 27 player for the squad. Going to go ahead, throw some stuns inside of that hardpoint. Going to pick up the first blood. That is going to be on General.
Yep, I'm jumping on board here with Cade. He's going to have a battle over here. He's going to pick up that kill on Pemby, as it's going to be chaos right away. Nobody getting any points on the board just yet. And just as I say that, E6 able to get on the board here, starting off with a 5-0 lead, 30 seconds into the map, and it looks like they've got good control of this middle hill off the start.
Someone I want to bring up, kind of the meta change that we've been seeing in Call of Duty over the past week, 2 weeks or so. 4 battles being ran right now as General picks up a nice 3-piece inside of the hill in the first kill, but 4 battles being ran by E6, something that you're seeing a lot more of now. A lot of pro players really aren't liking that. It kind of ruins the game for some. I mean, it's working for them right now, holding TCG to 0 points as we're about to rotate into the next hill.
Absolutely. I'm jumping on board now with Proofeasy. He's going to pick up the first kill on the new hardpoint, which will be rotating right now as they are trying to gain initial control of this hill. Proofeasy just going back and forth, battling left and right. He's going to pick up that bow, trying to control this hill, get his team back into this game. A little bit of a slow start for this squad. Want to see what they can do as he's going to be EMP'd trying to get these kills over on the wall, but he's going to go down, and it's going to be chaos at the turtle statue right now.
Yep, TCG getting that first rotation, had a nice little setup going, but E6 was able to push down that pool side. We're able to break the hill, get some time, but TCG is all over this hill, and the big thing is their players, I believe it's been inverted for the most part, has been sitting up atop attic and doing an excellent job of holding it down for this hill as we have 20 seconds left. Next hill is going to be that art room hill. Can kind of hold that down depending on how the spawns work for you. If you really hold it down, common sense, you're going to be able to get a lot of time on the hill. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes, but TCG, just like that, taking the lead 40-33.
Yep, and with 5 seconds left, it looks like initial control of this next hill is going to go to E6 as they're going to be able to get 2 kills off the bat. Inverted and Proof Easy for TCG are going to fall, and Pemby's just going to grab that scrap time as initial control is going to go over to this E6 squad. Let me jump on board with one of the boys in the hill, Ruiz and XZB, holding it down for the squad right now. Just searching left and right, trying to get a feel for where these players are going to be pinching. And Ruiz doing a good job with this bow, going back and forth. He's going to be contested in the hill right now by Inverted. And right now, it doesn't seem like anybody can get control of this hill. We got it all tied up here. About 2.5 minutes into this game so far. I like the feel from both of these teams.
Yeah, like you said, E6 was first on that rotation. Did kind of an excellent job of holding that one down, but just kind of going back and forth. But TCG outslaying, finding their way into the hill now. It's going to be Inverted inside with that ASM1. Going to be taken out by Mr. Ruiz right there. And still, we're seeing 4 battles by E6. I wonder if they're going to switch it up once we get to the smaller hills, maybe the bar hill or even the top attic hill. That's going to be a big one. I mean, obviously, you're going to want that ASM1 in those close quarter gunfights.
Absolutely. I think that if they're going to switch to the ASM1s at any time, this next hill is going to be the one to do it, because once you get into that bar, you're going to want to have your sub players getting those quick kills left and right, as there's not too many long range engagements that are going on. I'm jumping on board now with E6, who have nice control of this hill, but the boys of TCG are going to be pushing in here as a squad, trying to pinch the hill, as Proof Easy is going to pick up a nice 2-piece, and nice I say that, as he's going to get a 3-piece, 4-piece for Proof Easy. Very nice plays coming out of him, starting off 14 and 13. And we're going to have a neck-and-neck game here, as people are going to be trying to get control of this hill. And TCG looking good, having control of this hill for the next 20 seconds. If they can hang on here, get a nice rotation into the attic as well. I like their chances here going into the second half of the rotations.
We got to jump on board with Inverted right now. Absolutely going off inside of the hill. Currently on a 4-kill streak, holding it down for this TCG squad. Getting a majority of time off that bar hill, and that one is a crucial hill. Now, this next hill, probably one of the biggest hills on the map. If you're able to lock down bar, you're going to get the spawns in that initial rotation onto this attic hill. And we know that if you can get a setup on this, it's going to be impossible to break. And as you see, Proof Easy going to be first in the rotation in there, picking up those initial kills.
Absolutely. TCG's got a nice little setup here. They got 2 players that should be breaking into the hill. Inverted's going to pick up a nice 2-piece. He's going to be shut down, but Pempy there for the trade. Kills going down left and right, and control for right now will go to TCG as Pempy's got that bow going out. Gonna weaken the second guy on the stairs. That should be traded by Silpy. And we're going back and forth here. General's going to pick up a nice 2-piece for E6. Usually this is one of those hills that you want to get good control of, because the next hill is going to be that courtyard hill. Like I said at the beginning of the game, it's kind of a chaotic hill. You want to make sure that on this attic hill you can get as much of a lead as you can going into the next rotation of hills.
Yeah, it was a very nice play by E6 to break that hill, sent General into that front area in that lobby, able to get that pinch, and Cade picking up a nice 3-piece there, putting on a show for you guys at home. Currently on a 3-kill streak. We're going to stay on board with him, picking up the scrap time in this hill. I mean, every second in hardpoint does count, but now he's going to move out of the hill, getting ready to push into this courtyard hill, but the stun is going to be stopped by the trophy system. He's going to be taken out.
Yeah, it looks like TCG is going to be getting initial control of this hill. It's just I say that they're going to lose it, as Cade is jumping in with this ASM1. Just going back and forth, looking over towards this towel area. He's going to pick up 1 player and get shut down. But XZB right there for the trade, and E6 is going to have a nice little control of this hill, trying to hoard off the push from TCG as they're trying to pinch in from all areas. And right now, we are at a 106.99 score on the second hill, on the second rotation of hills, excuse me, 20 seconds left here. And then we're going to be going over to that turtle hill where you can get a ton of time if you do it right.
All right, guys, I think we're going to cut it off there. Very solid job here to open up our first cast of the day. I have a lot of notes here. Matt, I saw you were scribbling quite a bit. Let's start with you. Who do you want to talk about, Schweffy or Dirk first?
I know I just kind of have notes for both of them.
Okay.
Just laid out here. Dirk, I thought good energy, good knowledge. I thought there was pretty good chemistry between both of them.
Yes.
To be honest with you, I thought this was kind of one of the, even from season 1 looking back, like this is like one of the best like kind of throws we've had back and forth between casters, I think. From Schweffy, a lot of, right nows. I think it was like in the hill right now. Right now, they need to kill these guys. Going there right now, right now. I mean, that's something you can fix. I mean, you said, Wiz had an issue with
Write it down in front of you, put an X through it, and keep that there the entire time you're casting in the future.
I thought Dirk was considerably better than season 1. I think that's something that I kind of took from that. A lot better. Schweffy, knew what to say. Sometimes didn't come out that clean. Did a nice job bringing up the scoreboard, mentioning where we were on the map, what was going on. Really kind of painted that picture well. I thought it was a good combination of people.
Ben, let's start with you second because you were the one driving. So I know you had to take a lot of the audio cues, and at times you looked at me like, who am I supposed to be watching?
I feel like at times everyone just kind of was watching what was going on the screen. There was no real direction. And one of the key moments which really highlighted that was when you were both talking about the ASM-1. And you were saying how, I think teams may plot the ASM-1 on bar, and then that was it. And then all of a sudden we see like 3 ASM-1s on the map, and no one said anything. It wasn't supported. It was just like, and he's going to, pick up a kill, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a little lack of like stringing together the story. But honestly, I think Dirk kind of turned on God mode at the very beginning. Like, great talk about the meta. Like, he was talking about everything he needed to really talk about. Right. And one thing which really impressed me was you knew when to stop talking. There was never a moment where I was listening and I was like, he should have passed that. Like, it was always like smooth transitions. Felt like Schweffy, if you had a little bit more confidence, that would have gone like a little bit better. But still, like, I was impressed. You painted the picture clearly. You mentioned the score. You mentioned people picking up important kills, and you explained why. All in all, that was probably one of the better casts I think that we've ever actually had on the cast-off. Just because it didn't pain me. I wasn't sat there like, oh my god, please.
It reminds me very much of the Gizmo Dirk cast from season 1.
So, it really does.
Schweffy, let me start with you, my friend. Where is your microphone? What mic are you using?
I'm using my my laptop mic here. I couldn't get my snowball to be working before the cast off, so I couldn't have a full-on microphone for the cast. So if it sounds a little faint or a little far away, that's why.
And you definitely can hear it in the microphone because today your voice sounded a little bit higher pitched, a little bit more tingy, I guess I would describe it as.
Tingy. I don't even know that.
I'm making stuff up. You got a nice little twang going in on that microphone. But I felt like that actually distracted from the viewers, unfortunately. I think when I hear you, when you direct your voice directly to the laptop, I can hear Schweffy's real voice. And so that's what kind of got me off guard first. And it kind of felt like you didn't have a whole lot of energy at the get-go. But once you started rolling, I thought you nailed it when there was a 2-piece that went down. You're finishing your thought, and rather than just be like, and a double kill, you finished your thought. Then he got a third, and then he got a fourth, and you called that brilliantly. Yes. I thought that was kind of the highlight of the entire cast for me on your end. As Matt said, it seemed like you knew what you wanted to say, just had a little bit of trouble getting it out at times, and I think we saw the stumble towards the very end there. So there was a few small mistakes, but overall, great energy on the key moments. Nice job keeping up with the action, keeping the viewer kind of informed on what's going on score-wise in the game. I feel like this is going to be a really tough one being paired with Dirk to get through to the next round for you, but I think we'll have to leave that up for the fans. I'd say for you, like Ben said, trying to get better moving forward, it's just the confidence. Yeah. Show me the Schweffy who ties his tie while multitasking and casting, just bring that swagger in because you're going to get more at ease. It's going to help you in the casting and you won't be as nervous. Let's go over to Dirk, though. Dirk, you opened it up super strong, man. You crushed right away. But the one note I did have here was Schweffy's energy a little bit better. I felt like you took on kind of the more Mr. X role, really teaching us about the meta game, talking about the 4 battles. But I know you can get hype, and you did it once or twice in there, but just bringing a little bit more energy, I think, into the later rounds is going to be key for you. The only thing that I knocked you on was trying to explain the pros' opinions on certain things, like not all pros like the 4-bal. If you're in the hardcore community, you kind of understand that, but I think we need to keep in mind the audience that's going to be tuning into the X Games. So just talk about the 4 bals and then maybe explain why the assault rifles currently being chosen instead of the ASM ones.
Right. Explain why it's better.
But the best part is, as a hardcore fan, I understood everything you were saying. It all made sense. I think everyone in the chat agreed with it. So now, both of your fates are in the chat's hands, guys. We're going to leave it up. This show will be 100% fan voting the way through to see who is going to make it to the next round. One caster will be eliminated each round. Let's start off with both of you guys, though. Before the fans start getting their votes in, let's hear it from you guys. What do you want to say to your fans? Why do you deserve to go to the next round of the cast-off? Schweffy, you're up first.
Well, I would love to go to the next round of the cast-off because it's always been a dream of mine to go to the cast-off, to cast at the MLG X Games and at other events as well. Huge props to my partner, Dirk. You know, we've worked together before this, talked a lot about what we wanted to accomplish, and I think that we both put out a pretty good cast. So definitely a great opponent and partner. And I just think that I would be a very good choice to go to the X Games just because it's always been a dream of mine to go. And I think I could do a really good job casting.
All right, thank you, Schweffy. Dirk, it's your turn.
Well, all I have to say to the people out there is that I fell short in the first season, obviously getting the third place out of the top 4 and everything, and that kind of sucked. I mean, when I announced the season 2, I was kind of skeptical with work and everything, but I decided to take the days off that I need to, come back, study harder, and then go to this. But kind of what Schweffy said, I think everybody is in this competition right now because they want to go to the X Games, one of the biggest events of the year, and people, that's what you want to go to. It's just going to be a completely different environment compared to how it was for me for regionals. I mean, I enjoyed regionals, it was so amazing, but X Games probably going to be a public event, going to be a lot more people, and that's just something about the events that I just love. And I just love interacting with people, whether it just be on Twitter, if there's people even I know, some of the pros. But I mean, that's all I really have to say. I mean, Schweffy, great guy, was really comfortable. Like you said, it was honestly like casting with Gizmo again. It's just really comfortable, smooth transitions and everything. So that's always my biggest worry with casting with somebody I don't know, is if like they're going to be that kind of person to cut people off and everything. But Schweffy did great.
Great passes,
Fix
great
the hole in your
first
wall,
cast. Fix the hole, says Mr. X.
Ugh.
Getting violent, damaging buildings.
The hole's been staring at me for months now. Fix the damn hole, Dirk.
At least put something in the hole, like a small animal.
I tried to put a shoe in there once, but it didn't work.
Why would you put a small animal? That's
I
like...
believe that would get you in trouble.
Yeah, that's not... No, let's not do that. Ever.
Let's put babies in the wall.
A stuffed animal, obviously, you weirdos.
Obviously,
I don't know where that's
Well,
going.
obviously, yeah.
Yes, all right, it's time for us to stop talking and for you to start voting, guys. So the polls have opened up. Use your hashtag. Do you want the cast-off Schweffy? Use your CO Schweffy. Or do you want to see Dirk? CO Dirk. Use the hashtags. We will see you after the commercial break, guys. We will announce the winner officially right here on MLG.tv.